I used to play that, Guilty Gear, Mark of the Wolves, a whole bunch of different ones. But lately, I'm just playing some Street Fighter Five, which is pretty good.
Street Fighter Five. Oh, okay.
Yeah, after the arcade update. So if you want to play it, you can play that too.
Yeah, I might have to bust your ass, Will.
Nice, nice. All right, yeah, I'm down for that.
All right, we are streaming now, guys. Just so you know.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Wait.
I'm gonna have to get my Halo team together. There's a tournament gonna be next weekend. I'm initiating it with
nice.
some other people. Another YouTube streamer.
Mode.
Needless to say, it's gonna be very bad for them. I don't think they know. Will.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, they don't. I'm gonna get my squad together and we gonna hurt some people. I got some friends that are pros. Literally, went to MLG tournaments. I ain't gonna tell them that, but they gonna find out the hard way.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's see, and
I'm kind of saddened that Jason won't be here because I was looking forward to his voice masking abilities that he has. That was I would recommend to go listen back to last week's episode because it was hilarious. It was very hilarious.
It's very funny.
It was very funny.
Yeah, I have to check it out again. It's been a while since I listened to it, but it's I had a good time.
I know it's hard listening to yourself, but you get used to it.
Yeah, it's like you hate it for a while, and then you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
We got a lot of good news to talk about this week. I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, a lot of good stuff.
A lot of leaked stuff.
Right, yeah, definitely. Let me just see them.
I'm sorry, guys. We'll start in just a second, just so everybody knows. I'm just finishing up a couple of extra things.
No problem. Yeah, so on the AMA, there was over 316 comments.
Wow, that's a lot.
A lot going on, yeah.
That's awesome.
Pages and pages of just questions and answers. We had a good time, man. The European community manager, Christian, and I were just, it was a good time. We were trying to answer everything we possibly could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure by now you're like an exhaustive encyclopedia of like what you can do in the game.
Well, yeah, yes, and I'm exhausted in general just over everything.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff to dish out, and like a lot of hours and stuff just explaining what's going on with the game. So yeah, I understand.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
But nevertheless, I took a nap just so I could be ready to go here, so I'm good.
Awesome. Did you eat?
Actually, funny. Well, I'll just make a long story short. I'm doing a little fast, just a little, just a little thing going on, so I'm good.
Okay. Okay. All right. No problem.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So no worries there. I'm good to go. I just needed a nap.
Nice.
See, Dustin and I representing some Kingdom Come, baby, with our hats.
Hell yeah. Nice. It's good, well timed.
Remove this one. I always forget all the crazy shit you're able to do with OBS.
Yeah.
There it goes. And okay.
Phew, man, it's been a while. No, you know what? I'll save it for when we really go with it. There's just a lot of cool stuff going on, man. I look forward to talking to you guys about some of the stuff we're doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cannot wait. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm trying to tweet out all the information, so it's not because I have nothing to say. I'm almost done though.
Yeah, let me know and then I can retweet it too.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, every day, you know, it's like, oh, we got a countdown timer too on our website because we're they're like, isn't that a little soon? I'm like, yeah, maybe, but we're really excited. I mean, it's less than a month away.
Yeah, I would have a countdown at this point. I mean, why not?
Yeah, we're excited, man. Less, you know, a little over 24 days.
Nice. I see it. Yeah, I see the tweet with the countdown. That's cool.
Yeah, the trailer was going, so I actually took a picture with my phone to try and snap it. When those guys stand like that, some of the big, you know, more important characters in the game thought it looked cool.
Oh yeah, that is pretty cool. That's awesome. It's a good shot.
I even put it on Steam and put it as news for our Steam page since I run like, really? A picture with a phone? Like, you used your phone? Yeah, I did. It's posted. I don't know. People got excited, so I went with it.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Whichever way possible.
Yes, sir. I love it too. I love like managing Steam and Reddit, but at the same time, it's a lot because we obviously the community is getting more active as we get closer to release, and so I'm managing both, going back and forth, and then trying to answer questions and trying to. We got, you know, little things here and there. Like pretty soon we're going to be talking about, well, for Steam users, like the trading cards and the themes and background things you can unlock for, you know, as you play the game, and because people keep asking about the Steam trading cards. Can you trade? We have backgrounds you can unlock. Like, yeah, we will. We just gotta finally eventually post it out, and they'll be able to see some pictures and things like that. That's pretty cool.
Nice, nice.
Turn that all the way down so nobody can hear that. Alright, I got audio ready. I think we're ready to go. Unless anybody needs anything else.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good to go.
I'm good.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure it was picking up on the other thing. Sorry. One sec. And I'll hit play in a moment. Let's see who. Oh, we have one person viewing, it looks like. It's probably one of us.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna tweet it right now. So this should be everybody. I think everybody's in the tweet right now. Oh, forgot to add the freaking stream.
Oh, I forgot about that too. There's a podcast that was recorded earlier in the week that went live. So he just literally tweeted. That's funny. I forgot about that. I've been on so many podcasts I can't keep up. So there's already an SML podcast. Yeah, and theirs just went live with Warhorse because I forgot that he was posting on Friday. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
you know, whatever, man. I mean, I hope it doesn't, you know, interfere. I won't interfere with us, man, because I'm going to talk about whatever you guys want, and we'll mix it up. You know what I mean?
You know how we go. We'll talk about some Kingdom Come, but, you know, most of the time we're just trying to bullshit around. Have a good time talking about video games. That's what.
Dude, I'm a gamer before I'm a community manager, before I'm with Warhorse. So I don't like talking about anything, so.
Rick, yeah, Rick might be also tired. Like Kingdom come out, you know.
Never.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come. It's coming soon.
Yes.
Very soon. I should have the timer going on the fucking video for the release date. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be cool.
All right. Did you get that tweeted out? Because I am gonna go ahead and start recording in a moment.
Yeah. Yep. Tweet it up.
Okay. I'm gonna retweet that and then we'll get started.
Sounds good.
I just have to find where I muted Will from my feed. No, I'm just kidding. That is the one nice thing about having 240 characters on Twitter now, so we can actually fit.
Oh yeah, forget about it. That's excellent.
I know people hate the new system, but I actually like all the. I like the space.
Developers love it too, so we can fit more in our tweets. Telling you.
Yeah,
and it's not even about URLs. I know people get pissed at it, but it's like when you're trying to finish a thought and you're trying to keep it like under 120, it is very fucking hard. It makes a world of difference to be able to just have an extra couple sentences to finish something up.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to say it was to make every conversation a more adult conversation, but you know, it's Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and transition. Look at this. I'm learning how to use OBS all over again.
Did they update?
Or no, it's just I have a lot going on in this stream on my computer between video files and all kinds of other stuff trying to go. But let's get the ball rolling.
Let's do it.
Definitely.
Welcome to Xbox Uncut, episode 210. We're back for another week of video game news, interviews, and all kinds of other crazy stuff going on this week, you know. Like, it's been an insane week for news and just video game everything. Like, players being banned. But before we get into PUBG, I want to introduce Steph to the show. Welcome to the show, Steph. Thanks for being on.
I thought you was going to wait before we got to PUBG. You going to me first?
Hey, look, I brought up PUBG, so I had to go straight to you, you know.
Yeah, what's good, brother? How you doing?
Doing good. I'm glad he could be on the show this week. Jason's not on the show this week because he's working like 12-hour days, so he might not be on for the rest of the month. We're not sure yet. Depends on how long it takes for them to finish the project where he's at work. So we'll see Jason back soon. We also have Will. Welcome to the show, Will.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. It's exciting to do another podcast with you guys, and I'm very excited also to be podcasting with the guest of ours. That's a very well-loved guest. He's a good man.
The person that stalks our podcast chat. We have the U.S. Community Manager of Warhorse Studios, Rick. Welcome to the show, Rick. Thanks for being back on.
Guys? Thanks for having me. Always excited to chill with you guys. You guys are the best, no doubt.
Oh, definitely.
So, how many more days? I know you know. It has to be on the top of your head.
Yeah, of course. 24, man. Just a little over 24 days. We even have a little countdown on our website.
Now, here's the real question. How many more podcasts?
How many more podcasts?
I bet you have quite a few to go.
I don't know, 4.
Oh, okay. So
it's just not too bad, but then there's going to be a lot more as we get closer, which is fine. Because I say yes to everybody pretty much. Like I love to talk about the game. We're trying to get the word out as much as we can, and it's right around the corner. So you're going to keep hearing it over and over again. Kingdom come, kingdom come, kingdom come. So
Yeah, you just had an awesome AMA on Reddit, and you said you were doing one on the the PlayStation? Is it on the forums, or where can that be found?
Yeah, the PS4 subreddit.
Okay, the PS4 subreddit, awesome.
Yep.
Because you can't get too much Kingdom Come, and do not ask about this game being a fantasy. Please go to YouTube.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk fantasy, dragons, and magic, y'all can just leave. The exit is this way. No,
Let's get back to Kingdom. Well, yeah, Kingdom Come. I can't wait for the game. It's it's on my top games to pick up this year. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. Got my hat. I'm rocking.
Represent, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just want to get away from dragons. You want some real good story arcs that actually take place in history, and not something that's don't get me wrong, I love fiction, but something based in nonfiction is awesome, and that's what I'm most hyped about the game. To actually, because you're going to actually probably be able to learn a lot. I know you were talking about last time you were on the podcast. There's a lot of lore. Well, not lore. That's the totally wrong word. A lot of history.
Yeah, it's rich in history, and I mean, the thing is you don't have to be a fan of history to enjoy the game. But if you do like history, even in our codex, oh my goodness, you can read about the events that. So if you maybe talk to an NPC that's maybe a non-fictional character, or you get to a certain place, or some kind of event that happens in the game, it opens up in the codex. And you can read about the history of it, about the different classes of folks. You can read about, like I said, the different people, different places, and the settings. So it's cool. And there is no magic or dragons. So how do we keep it? How do we make it fun, right? Well, we make it fun based on the combat we have in the game. Is based on historical European martial arts. So you literally will get hit in body parts that will affect how you can attack or defend. If you get hit in your hands, maybe you won't be able to really use your sword or be able to swing it very, fast. If you get an arrow to the knee or to to your feet, then you might not be able to, run. You might start walking really gingerly. And there's a lot that's going on. You can be really good in combat in the game, and all of a sudden an archer just takes you out. And so I can't wait to see people stream it, or even you guys stream it, because it's not going to be predictable. And the choices you make in the game is going to be a lot of fun, especially when you have 3 to 5 different ways to solve a quest, and the NPCs being that it's a living world and how they're going to react. It's going to keep people busy for a very long time. We're going to be there for a long time, very long time to support the community, and can't wait.
Now, I know everybody's been wanting to ask this question. Can I marry anybody in the game? Like, is this going to be a Stardew Valley?
Well,
do I get to stalk, since it's a living world, do I get to stalk the townspeople and then find out what time of day they go to get to milk and follow?
Well, first off, no spoilers, but there's a little bit of romance in the game. You'll see what happens.
Okay.
Nice.
Henry is, a homeless man, and he's kind of like not a man of high reputation, so we'll see how he does with the romance, whatever. And then, as far as messing around in the town, the crime system we have in the game is really in depth, and I can't wait to see who people think it's going to be like a walk in the park when they try and steal stuff or take something that's really expensive, or just feel like they can keep doing it over and over again. It's not going to be so easy.
So what you're saying is I can't steal apples out of everybody's houses and just get away with it?
You can try to.
Morrowind it up? Where you just how you start Morrowind, the first thing you do is just I'm going to take everything and sell it to the first merchants I see. So what's crazy in our game, being that it's a living world, these NPCs, they may not know it's you if you got out clean, right? Mm-hmm. But then maybe they start locking their doors more often or whatever. Maybe they start having a dagger or a sword or whatever. They have a weapon on them. Maybe you see guards more patrolling the area, and then they might start asking more questions. So if you keep trying to come back, and they don't, they might actually start asking you, have you heard about, something that's going on, or thieves, robberies, and so you're going to start affecting things in the game without them even catching you. So maybe even prices go up in the market because stuff keeps getting stolen. So it's going to be pretty wild. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna be robbing motherfuckers.
It'll
be interesting.
So what's your favorite form of combat yourself in the game? Like, are you an archer, or do you just go sword play, or?
I will tell you what, though, it's gonna sound like well, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. I never really give like a direct answers to this question because it depends on what your opponent, the kind of armor they're wearing, right? Mm-hmm. So like if they're wearing heavy armor, even though I can use like one of my favorite swords, like if I want to use this short sword or if I want to use there's just so many different types. Falcon, if I want to use this sword or that sword, it's not going to do as much damage against heavy full plate armor. So then I love having the opportunity to use a mace or a warhammer and just crush people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then as far as being an archer goes, sometimes I love being able to use my bow and arrow when I see archers from a distance and are taking out some of my guys, you know, or trying to take me out. So I love using the halberd, which is like mid to long range attack. Mm-hmm. And I love using the bow and arrow when at appropriate times. And I love the stealth attack where you use your dagger and take them out in the one-hit kill to the heart. But it's all about what's going on in the game when you're playing, and there's a lot of strategy involved with the combat. So, it just depends on the situation. But I love using all the different types of weapons. We're going to have quite the variety. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, looking at the video, I mean, even the combat, I mean, I can't wait to play it myself. So the Xbox One X enhancements, what are we looking at? It's for all our heavy users.
So what we got is, because we use the CryEngine, and so what we could do the best with the engine we had was we got to 1440p. You will see better lighting, shadows, and LOD. Mm-hmm. So it's really gonna just kind of opens it up a bit more and have more of an appreciation for the detail in the game on the enhanced version. It's going to be 900p on the base consoles.
Yeah.
But I tell you, no matter what platform you play it on, whether it be the base Xbox One, PS4, PC, or whatever, it's going to look good on any system you play, just because of the attention to detail we put into the game. I just can't wait. I can't wait till you're going to start walking around in the forest and you see the streams, the rivers, creeks, whatever, and you're going to be like, what? This is insane. I just can't wait. Can't wait.
No, I told you I was going to push on this. I need a Nintendo Switch version of this, like, as soon as possible. This is like this is the type of game that I could sit down and play for like 30 minutes and just keep it. That's what it appeals to me the most. And I just can't, I got to have it. I know y'all haven't announced anything, but I have to put, I had to put my voice out there. I need it.
I get it.
I don't care if it runs at 320p.
I get it. You have not been the first one to obviously bring that up. And right now we definitely, we don't have plans for a Switch release. I don't think that's going to happen. But at the same time, I love the Switch. I do. I play with my kids in Mario Kart. We started playing the Marvel game for the Lego game, the second one. And Breath of the Wild, still playing that. Love it.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to press you too much on the Switch, 'cause
sorry.
I got to show my Nintendo love. That's our channel. That's half of our channel is just talking about Nintendo, so. Get the name wrong.
Yeah, it's a great system.
Are we going to talk about the Nintendo cardboard?
Yes. What would you do with the Nintendo cardboard? Like fake sword or $70? I think it would work. But it's for kids. It's for kids.
Yeah, kids see it and they're going to be all over it. You know what I mean? Because it's just Nintendo's genius. Michael Patcher. I don't know if you guys just noticed, but he had said that the Nintendo hardcore fans will buy anything Nintendo related, even if there's a piece of cardboard and there's Nintendo on it. They'll buy it. And so someone just posted this, and Michael Pastor just said that. Like, finally, I got a prediction that was right, and he kind of made it, some humor out of it. But I thought that was pretty cool.
I just, I know we're talking about Kingdom Come, but now that we brought up the Nintendo cardboard thing, I just think it's awesome that they can release a demo unit of this Nintendo cardboard by just giving you their console and say, hey, the box of the console is now your little demo unit to the cardboard.
Yeah, the starter kit.
Yeah, it's a starter kit or whatever. Like it's.
Is that a real thing? Like, are you joking? Is that real? Are you
No,
serious?
that's not real, but that would be amazing since they're selling cardboard anyway. I mean, why not?
Man, look. Can I be honest about this cardboard stuff? Can I be real? If you buy a cardboard for $70, I'm gonna put you in that box and I'm gonna send you somewhere. All right. I just don't understand.
I think it's gonna be a hard buy for a lot of parents to justify
you get that
buying
stuff
cardboard.
wet.
Yeah.
You get that cardboard wet, it's falling apart, buddy. Let's just say that. Kids get stuff wet all the time. There's drooling and they're nasty and they got a little soda. Just knock it over, that cardboard gone. I know my kids will ruin it. I'd be mad if I get mad if they break a $15 controller. They get a $70 piece of cardboard wet and ruin it. Get out of here.
It's a good point. I don't know, man. Especially my dog too. I'd be like, dog, $70? We're gonna take $7 of food away from you, okay?
I'm not worried about my dog. I'm worried about my cat. Like cats love cardboard. That shit's gonna.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It's worrisome. Animals, children, cardboard. Nintendo's a genius. They're gonna sell a lot of cardboard. That's all I'm saying. But let's talk about Kingdom Come. So,
Sure.
I don't even know where to go from cardboard to Kingdom Come.
I'm curious if Rick is a guest star in the game. Like, did they ever like scan you in and stuff like that? Like, have you like a NPC or something?
So that's one of the things I wanted to do. But when I went to the studio, when we thought we could try and get it going, the amount of time it takes to set it up and actually do the whole process, the equipment wasn't ready for me to be able to do that. Otherwise, believe you me, I would have been in the game, and you could have put me as anybody you wanted. I would even like a beggar if you wanted, just to be in it. But I wasn't there at the right time to make that happen. But it was pretty cool, man. When we had a lot of even some of the guys in the studio were placeholders and girls. Some of them will still be. Well, you'll see. It'll be cool. Dan Varvra, you'll see him too. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the cutscenes that we've shown off. But either way, regardless, you'll see our creative director. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. At least and I like the armors. So I'm definitely looking forward to like customizing Henry with like cool armor. So it's always cool.
Yeah. And that's what's cool. Is with the character. With I should say with the customizing goes is, you'll want to be able to. Based on situations you get yourself into, what you should wear based on what your opponent is, what kind of weapon they have. But it's also interesting because we're not going to actually allow you to change your armor while you're in combat. Because think about it, in reality, you can't be like, guys, time out. Always got to time out.
That's true.
Always got a sharp sword. Okay, let me put that heavy plate armor, So we will allow you to, to change your weapon. Because that is a lot more practical, But, another nice thing, I don't know if you guys knew this, but we're going to have a variety of helmets, and some of them you can actually remove the visor or move it up and down. And being that our game has a physical collision system, you might think, well, you lift up the visor, so, can they really hit you like inside the visor? Absolutely. Because where you get hit is where you actually get hit in the game. Swords will clash off swords. They're not going to go through them. Swords will hit. Yeah, and when you get hit too, like if you get hit with a bow and you're running, you'll actually stop you in your tracks. Or if you get hit in the back of the shoulder, it might spin you around. So it's going to be insane, especially if you try to go in the middle of fighting everybody. You're going to get ricocheted like a ping pong ball going around because you're not going to just be able to take everyone out. This is not like some crazy, insane, heavy action game. When and even though our game's not a fighting game, when you fight, look out because you better be ready. So,
yeah, it's cool. I love the
work?
whole perspective.
I'm just curious, real quick. Does it work on a timer, like changing your clothes out and stuff? And that's why you can't do it on like in middle of combat. Like you have like 10 seconds to change out your pants, or so, like in that variation. Or is it just like when you get into combat, like there's just no go for changing out, like period? Or is it just... Yeah, because,
there's something that gets triggered, and you're going to see it, as you can see in this video here, the two swords up by the direction, by the little compass or whatever. You'll see the swords like in the shape of an X there. That's the icon showing that you're in combat. So the only way to switch that would be to run away and get away from the combat. Same thing is we're not going to allow you to heal yourself in the middle of combat. If you need to bandage yourself up, you're going to have to leave the scene of combat. And there'll be triggers so you know when you can do it or not.
And I got to know about this. So if I run away, heal myself, and come back, does my enemy, do they heal themselves as well in that time period, or is it?
No, they're probably not going to leave the scene of combat like you are. And furthermore, you can't just like have an instant necessarily like getting healed per se unless you try and maybe sleep, but that's going to take time. So even if you eat food, it gradually heals you a little bit at a time. Sleeping, it depends on the level of comfort of the bed, or if you're sleeping on the ground, how quickly your health will restore. And then if you're sleeping, you're also an open target. Because remember, this is not like skipping ahead in time. Time actually goes on while you're sleeping, or you can try and actually drink outside of the scene of combat some kind of tonic that you put together by using our alchemy system. But remember, it's not an instant heal. It just helps you, gradually gain your health either, based on the kind of tonic you have or whatever, slow or a little quicker, but it's not going to be instant heal of health. Like as much as I love Dark Souls, believe me, I absolutely love Dark Souls. I beat them all. I love them all, and I love dying. Even though I get frustrated, I still love it. You drink and then it just gives you instant health. Ours is going to take time, and you can't do it in the middle of combat. So good luck, my friends.
How hard would you say this game is in comparison to a Dark Souls or something like that?
I mean, you're going to have times where it'll have that Dark Souls feel where you die a few times again and again, but then at the same time, you will unlock perks in the game to give you the upper hand in battle. For example, I have a little delay here, but you might have just seen that little mini boss battle. There was some scenes leading up to that last guy, Runt, and he, well, I don't want to give whatever. I mean, it's in the trailer, but I don't want to go on to the story. But my point is, he's like a little quote-unquote boss battle. But what's interesting is even though he's really tough, if he doesn't have a helmet and you hit him in the head, you might kill him in one shot. Or at least go to the next cutscene that happens because you got him in one hit. Wow. So we're not going to make it unbalanced where they have like this super health. They might be really good at combat and give you a run for your money. But, Steph, the more you train in the game, I'm sorry, I can't remember who asked me the question. But the more you train in the game, it's going to help you a lot, and you'll unlock perks to give you upper hand. Like you deal more damage because your strength is leveled up. Maybe it'll be easier for you to do a parry and then riposte. You'll be able to feint in the game, and then you can have more get a strength bonus. Maybe if you're like outnumbered. So and then oh my goodness, then you can approach it like with stealth. I get so excited. I'm a fanboy of the game. I'm not just like I told you guys. I'm a gamer before a community manager. And I've always been a fan of the game before I worked with these guys. So I just can't wait. Even myself, I obviously it's obvious I can play the game and play, certain. I'll leave it at that. But I can play the game, and it's like, oh my goodness, like I want to try it a whole bunch of different ways. And as much as I put hundreds of hours into the game, I want to play through it over again. I want to try playing different approaches, different angles. And so I know I'm going on a tangent. I always do that, by the way. Sorry. But I love the way that we're going to have different approaches to the game, and you're not going to be able to unlock all the cutscenes. You're not going to be able to unlock all the perks in one playthrough. So you might want to play it as a different type of, maybe you want to play it more like to being that jerk that just slaughters people and ruins reputation and do that the whole game, and that's fine. And then maybe the next try you want to play through, you want to do something else. And, there's no classes in the game, so you can try it all. But I think you know what I'm saying. You might want to play through it again to see what you can, level up this time.
So is there like a new game plus to do that?
At the moment, no. Is it possible in the future? You never know. But right now, just by playing through it again, you can have a different experience. Like I said, you won't even be able to unlock all the cutscenes because it's based on the choices you make. So I can tell you it will encourage people because especially if you're a completionist, it's like, that's a really tricky way to talk about being a completionist in the game because it's not going to be completely like that because Steph, you could have it. You could be like, Rick, did you see that skirmish, man? Where there was like 10 on 10, and I had to go after the gang, man, and take out the head gang member, and I'm like, no, I was actually able to intimidate the guy and say, hey, get the heck out of here, otherwise we're gonna, because I leveled up my intimidation skill a lot, and I was able to talk our way out of it in a sense. So even skirmishes, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. Maybe I sound like a broken record out of my excitement, but there's a lot of different ways you can approach every situation. So I really think that people are going to want to play through it again, regardless of if there's like actual new game plus or not.
I just want a game where I can talk my way out of every battle. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just have maximum intimidation.
Yeah.
And rule the planet. That's what I'm looking for.
No doubt, man. I just can't wait. We're so close.
Sorry, my throat is killing me. Dang. Now, when it comes to like the game's fully like voice, correct? I know there's all the don't get me wrong. I know there's all the like manuscripts and all that you can read into to get into the history of it and what's going on around you. But so it's like everything I see, you were saying it's like 50 hours on average to beat the game, and then 100 if you're like really like grinding through everything.
And even more if, who knows? We have people that put in that much just into the beta alone. It all depends on how you want to play it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to play it on Xbox. I don't know if any of the other guy. I was asking Sekotron in the chat if he had any questions. I'm really looking forward to Kingdom Come. Again, you're having another AMA on the PlayStation 4 subreddit. And what is that? That's when? Tomorrow or?
It is Tuesday. This coming Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
But yeah, this is probably one of my most because I like history, so it's one of those things that I can sit there and dig in, and I love reading all the little manuscripts. I mean, that's what I did in Mass Effect, the original. Just sit there reading.
Oh yeah.
Segotron, it comes out February the 13th, I believe.
Yes.
Yes,
it does. February 13th. Day before Valentine's Day.
Yes. So you know the perfect gift to get that special someone.
Oh yeah.
It's roses, and that way you can play, this game, Kingdom Come.
It's a solid week. The Black Panther comes out that week too.
Oh, it's a triple threat.
Yeah, man.
There's so many good games coming out. Like I know I posted my list of on the Twitters. Like the DBZ game comes out I think next week. So does Monster Hunter World, and then Kingdom Come. I'm trying to remember. Sea of Thieves isn't too much farther behind.
March. Yeah.
So it's gonna I don't know. This is probably the most loaded an Xbox library's been in a while at the beginning of a year. Everything looks great. Everything looks great. I just want to get into this world and run around and see what kind of trouble I can get into. Because that's gonna be my thing. When I play a game like this, it's all about intimidation and long range attacks. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So another thing, because you're talking about messing around again. It's cool. Let's say you take a necklace from a nobleman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's of some value, right? So you're okay, you get away somehow or whatever, so okay, you go to another maybe a town close by or city or something. You talk to a merchant or whatever, and you're trying to sell it, and they might actually recognize it. Hey, this is quite the necklace you got there. I recognize this, and you don't look like someone who owns it. So they might actually go talk to the guards just out of being suspicious. So
I like that.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to everything, and it's even good to, get a feel for the characters, because remember, you have reputations based on the merchant shopkeepers, based on guards, soldiers, whatever, based on the town, cities, and as a whole. So, and word spreads. And if what's crazy is, let's say you're talking about food. Well, in the city of Ratai, and inside the castle, whatever, there's women, a couple of women merchants, and they're selling pancakes, and some pretzels, and I'm man, I don't have a lot of grocery right now, a lot of money, so maybe I'm gonna take one of those, just take one, right? And what she does, both of the ladies don't look like they've had, very intimidating per se, because just they're very humble, and so they're going to be like intimidated that you've taken this pancake or whatever, and they're going to be like, what the hell or whatever, and then they have to actually go and physically report to a guard. Guards are not just going to spawn out of nowhere randomly. So it's really cool when you can outrun a guard and then hide, and then you can see them actually or guards or whoever looking for you. And I know that's not nothing new necessarily, but they're not going to spawn out of nowhere. So we're going to try and make it as realistic as possible. They actually have to go tell a guard, or they can try and defend themselves or whatever. And it's interesting that sometimes you get a little fist fight, but if you pull out a sword, then they'll pull out a sword, or if you piss off the wrong guy, he might just come right at you. So it's going to be pretty wild.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad this game's coming out for the Xbox as well, because so many genres are like being covered now with this game, Monster Hunter, even that Dragon Ball Z game. Lots of different games coming out, so that's pretty cool for like as far as just genre varieties. And a game like this is great on Xbox because the controller is great, and especially with the X enhancements, so it's gonna be really awesome.
Absolutely,
definitely.
All right. Well, I hope everybody picks up Kingdom Come. I think it looks awesome. I'm looking forward to it myself. But
yeah, definitely.
It's time to move on to the news. I know Rick is excited, Will is excited, Steph is definitely excited.
Oh yeah,
talk about all the crazy stuff that happened this week. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Let's just talk about the best part of the week. Oops, I transitioned to the wrong thing. We're watching Kingdom Come again. It's not a downside.
I got no problem.
There it goes. Xbox One Elite Controller 2.0 is reportedly has adjustable analog stick tension. So one of the big issues with the original Elite Controller is people would get a little the analog sticks would get loose. I know mine did. And a lot of people's did. And they even started just replacing the analog sticks on, well, not the analog sticks, but the whole controllers, even after warranty, they're still doing it. I know I'm really looking forward to it, like getting in the next-gen Elite controller. Supposedly it's going to have a USB-C port, charging case, a Bluetooth for Windows 10, 3-stage triggers, 3 profile presets, larger analog stick well. Like, it's going to be the elitist of Elite controllers, I guess. I just hope it's still $150 and they don't bump up the price more.
Yeah.
But
I'd imagine it's going to stay the same price, though. They'd bump the other one down, and at least this one sounds like that's what they're doing.
You think they'll leave both on the market?
I mean, it'd be kind of like having the S after you already got the original Xbox. They'll just push this one in, and retailers will flush out the old ones. It sounds like what they're going to do.
They'll mark them down, you know what I mean, and then they'll sell a bunch of even the older ones too.
Yeah.
But I really like the USB-C because that's what everything is going to, unless it's Apple. All right, because Apple's always got to be so special. Just saying.
Yeah,
hey, throw it out there. The new Apple MacBooks. Guess what they have on the side? USB-C.
Right? Oh. Because it charges them.
Because at the end of the day, you have to have USB. It's what everybody's going to use. I mean, it's like I understand that I think they're even changing the Lightning port to kind of work with USB-C now, just because of just how adaptable it is. It's just insane what USB-C can actually do. And I mean, let's be honest, nobody's really using Lightning at all. Like
I'm using Lightning, sir. I'm going through several Lightning chargers because they're shitty and they break like constantly. But yes, I'm using that. Quick question though on the rechargeable batteries. You think this is something they're going to continue to do? I mean, this is the first one that
I think this is them caving and just switching to rechargeable, especially on the whatever the next Xbox is. It'll probably all have rechargeable batteries, just because the amount of complaints they get about it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my Analoops, and I'm looking at buying more rechargeable batteries, but I don't want to say it's time, because I really do like being able to take out my batteries, pop a couple in, and then I'm good to go. And I
Would
don't
you
have to
say
worry
that
about
they're
a
getting
wire.
paid by like some sort of like, I don't know if there's some sort of like huge battery company or whatever, but like maybe because there's it's always one
I'm not
particular
really
brand
worried
that comes
about
with
big
it.
battery, like
Yeah,
big pharma. Big battery is it's not exactly. I don't think they're worried about big battery. It's Microsoft, I guess if so,
Well,
like they're gonna work out a deal with whoever, like Energizer or
right.
somebody, to produce
That's
their
what they
batteries.
did though. They already done that, so maybe they just
Yeah.
figured, hey, maybe this is worth not doing it anymore. I figured.
Especially since they have batteries for their Surface line of laptop stuff like that. You figure they already have inroads in with battery manufacturers.
The
So
technology must have changed since then, because I mean, if you look at the difference between like the Wii U Pro controller and the Switch Pro controller to the PS4, like those batteries last like way longer. It's like an
well, the
80-hour
Switch
lifespan
does.
compared to like
Those Pro
yeah,
controllers do. The PS4
yeah,
controller still sketchy.
yeah. I'm just saying if you could,
Yeah.
yes, if you compare those controllers to the PS4, which only last like 10 hours or something like that. The technology's changed since then, as I'd say, that Sony's using. So hopefully Sony changes to whatever the Wii U's using, and the Switch. Those controls are amazing.
The thing about the
Battery
PS4
life
controller
also,
supposedly was always the touchpad that was causing the battery issues, not
touchpad?
not the light because
Not
it's
the
always on and it's always the sensor's always trying to figure out if somebody's touching it. So that's supposedly
okay.
what was killing the battery.
I thought it was
people,
the light. Okay.
People found ways of like disconnecting it, but then they would have like weird side effects in certain games where it just didn't see a touchpad, but supposedly that gave you much longer battery life when you just completely disconnected the touchpad on the Pro not Pro controller, but the PS4 controller.
There's a
But
PS4.
I am waiting for Sony to release a Pro controller or an Elite controller or
They won't,
whatever
but
they want to call
I
it.
think there's a company that already did.
Yeah,
it's already came.
like something official.
It looks like an Xbox controller though.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a child, I believe.
Oh,
Dude,
that's
when you have kids, you got too, Steph. It's like you got kids, and anything can happen at any given time.
yeah. They're like little bombs. You know what I mean?
That's
That
why
you
you
just
give
don't
them
know
Nerf
when they're
guns.
gonna blow up. They're like that bomb in The Dark Knight. When he's hitting the button, he thinks it's gonna blow up, but then it just blows up. I don't know.
Let me ask you guys this. I know this is a little wild card because I didn't mention this before, but
No, go.
have you guys heard of Xbox Pope on Twitter?
Oh yeah, I know the Pope.
Yeah.
He's amazing. That guy. Because I was thinking about you guys. We were talking about controllers, and I'm like, you see the Sea of Thieves controller, and now they're using it. You know what I mean? For the as a limited edition controller.
Mm-hmm.
The Sea of Thieves.
Oh, yeah.
It's the graphics for these controllers. So I've had ideas, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, so was that his design?
You know what? I really hope I'm right when I say this, but I actually believe it was his design. I think it was. Yeah. I'm
Good job, Pope. I'm glad he they're getting a little bit of credit there. That's dope, man. I've always liked his designs on Twitter. I follow him.
All he wants to do is help people too. I mean, the guy's stand-up guy, man. I can't wait to meet him sometime. Well, you guys too, of course. But I mean, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I like his designs. They're oftentimes better than what they actually come out with, and I kind of wonder why they just follow his templates. So I mean, sometimes they kind of do. I think the Destiny one was kind of inspired by his.
He definitely.
Yeah.
His
So
custom
really
consoles are awesome too. Those custom consoles he makes. Those are
Oh
awesome
yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I think he had a mock-up design for the Xbox One X before it was, Xbox One X, which really looked good too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I saw his Sea of Thieves Xbox One X console, and it looks like I'd buy another one just to have the look at that. Like, it looks really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the best one is the one with the gold skull. I think it's like black, and there's a gold skull in the middle. That's like the best one that I wish kind of happened. That was awesome. Hey, speaking on the Elite controller, though, I wish they didn't buckle with the rechargeable stuff. Like Dustin was saying, like I like the option of having, you can do it rechargeable, you can do it end loops, you can do it like regular batteries. I feel like it's always like a planned obsolescence type of like situation, similar to like what PlayStation's doing with their controller. I mean, I like the controller, and it's cool that's rechargeable, but at some point it's gonna die. So that's especially for like an Elite controller, it's gonna be an expensive replacement. So they better have a good like warranty for it, and for a guarantee. So.
Or you know what'd be
I would
awesome if they just had it so that there's a pair of rechargeable AA's in there, and when you hook up a control or a wire to the controller, it would charge those batteries, but you'd always be able to take them out manually.
Yeah,
I would be down for that. They did that with that technology already existed with the 360 controller and the charging packs, and there's no reason it couldn't be done again in the same tradition of giving us a way to change out the batteries. Because I don't know about y'all, I don't have an issue with the Xbox One controller and its battery placement. I don't feel it. It doesn't bother me.
Me either.
Like I get
it's actually,
back in the 360 days when you had the bump in the back was an issue, but it's not there anymore.
Exactly, they work their way around it. It's not flush with the controller, so you don't have to worry about like anything popping out. Even like the rechargeable one that I have, it's similar to a plate and charge kit. What I have, it's a base. It's the Halo one, what has like lock and Master Chief, where you could recharge it on both sides. And the rechargeable one doesn't really pop out that much. You just put it on the base and it's fine.
But yeah, I love the idea of being able to adjust the tension on the actual analog sticks. I know not everybody here has been playing PUBG yet. Rick, we got to get you on that.
Guys, I tell you, I have a backlog like anybody else, but it's really backed up because if I'm playing anything right now, it's Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
And then I'll be playing it again when it releases. I'll be playing through it again, and then PUBG. I definitely love to play that. I got to get back into Ghost Recon. I want to play The Witcher 3, and then I don't know, somehow, some way, I got to get ready for Sea of Thieves. You know what I mean? When that comes out, I can't wait in March. You know what I mean? I hope I get to get some games in with you guys too. It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Yeah,
but PUBG would be like the perfect game for. Well, not just PUBG, like any game really, where you're I hate going into a menu system and trying to adjust. Like, oh, do I want my analog stick a little bit more? Do I want to control the speed of the zoom of turning right and left and stuff? To me, that it's just overcomplicated, and I never do it. I know people live and die by it, and that's how I get sniped 20 million times in PUBG and every other game. But it would be, if it's just a simple, hey, the tension is going to be just a little bit more, I can live with that. I'd be down for that. Where I feel like, excuse me, I could be more responsive with the controller and not trying to, like, in this game, do I want it to be a little bit harder or a little bit less? Or I don't know. I feel like they're simplifying that formula for me by allowing me to adjust the tension on the sticks themselves.
Yeah. I would recommend the community layouts that they have for PUBG. You can go find those. They have a few of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, to adjust the speed.
Yeah, all that stuff. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Just like right on the controller. That's kind of crazy that they did that. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and hopefully they address the quality of control issues that people have with the shoulder buttons and the sticks, like kind of getting loose, and like when you push them in, I guess.
And the rubber falling off the back. That's a thing.
Yeah, rubber. That's the big one. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I would even say wait, like when it comes out, and see if there's any issues for a while.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's still
I'm gonna
good.
Cave. I caved the first time. I'm gonna cave this time.
Well, that's fine. You're an early adopter, so you're you're good.
All right. Well, let's move on to probably the biggest news of the week. Minecraft Boss is now in charge of all Xbox game efforts. He's up there, guys. We finally somebody's finally taken over Phil Spencer's old job. So Microsoft has promoted Matt Booty, a leader in the Minecraft games business, as corporate vice president of Microsoft Studios, making him one of the top game executive reporting to his boss Phil Spencer, executive vice president of games. So yeah, I mean he's gonna be the guy that I get to yell at from now on for Crimson Skies. I mean I have a person I can yell at now. I apologize right now, Mr. Matt Booty, but you're gonna get my emails now. Like I'm gonna find your corporate email address.
Yep.
20 times a day.
It's such a win. And you think about Phil with what when you become the position that he's in, and then trying to do both. and with the more responsibilities taken on, you have to have someone fill his role, right? It was obvious that something was going to happen, and it's a really big, it's a great sign for the future for us as Xbox gamers that they've been focused on games, obviously, and more so ever since Phil was promoted, right, the very first time, and I really look forward to it. I will admit, and forgive me, guys, but I will admit that this past year I've actually enjoyed more of my exclusive single player games on PlayStation. Like I got through Neo, and then there's Horizon Zero Dawn I still have to get to, and Uncharted, and it's like I know that Microsoft will be able to find the juice, and it's nice to see that they've been making a push because it's time, we need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this last year, I think everybody agrees, was really light when it came to their exclusives. They had a couple things. I mean, it's not like they had nothing, but
Cuphead,
Cuphead, Halo Wars 2.
Oh, yeah.
We had but you figure most of their lineup got pushed to 2018. State of Decay, Crackdown, like Sea of Thieves. They were all supposed to be this year.
It's a big year.
Yeah. So right now, if they release pretty much State of Decay this year, Crackdown, and Sea of Thieves, and then actually have another game or two to show at E3 that releases this year, they could really move their image to show, hey, we're committed to these games. I mean, we know more than likely Halo's not coming out this year.
No.
All the rumors and everything, they're kind of like a year off. So next year, and I hopefully those Fable rumors we'll talk about that in a minute. Those, that'll actually pull out something cool.
I'm really glad about the Halo one because I've been saying just delay it. Don't even though it's on a 3-year cycle or whatever. Just take the extra time and make it a good game. Don't rush it just because you have to meet a certain quarter of financial quarter or just you're just used to a certain set of release dates and stuff. So that's good on that one. This guy Matt Booty he was on earlier in the 2013. Reveal for Xbox. He was in an interview with I think Adam Sessler. Most people probably don't remember because he was just kind of trying to explain the policies at the time, and it was a little bit messy. So you could see him kind of struggle with trying to get that message out. But yeah, he seems like a cool dude. Good leader from what we've seen of his Minecraft experience. It should be hopefully a more streamlined a way to operate for as far as from Phil to him and downwards. So hopefully it gives Phil a lot more time to do his own planning while this guy executes. So that's pretty cool. I'm really glad that they kind of have two people there between them, have more alternating kind of not to say jobs, but just sharing the same room there.
But yeah, they said they're also. I know they've been saying this repeatedly, but they're definitely expanding out more. Phil Spencer came out and he was like, "I've seen the meme. I get it. We're putting money into games. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make this is the best Xbox period." And that's what I'm looking forward to. Especially with Xbox and PC being so interlinked now, I like.
Right.
I'm happy. I'm really hoping that we see Age of Empires come to Xbox with mouse and keyboard support. I would love to be able to just hook that right up and just play. Doesn't even have to have controller support. If they could find a way to bring some PC games that allow us PC players to just hook a controller or a mouse and keyboard to our systems, which we already know they're doing, and let us play. I'm hoping at E3 we see the option, especially in a game like PUBG, where I can hook a mouse and keyboard up to my Xbox and then just have it instantly go into the PC lobbies and play against PC players and not just be stuck with Xbox players with mouse and keyboard, seeing as they're opening up crossplay for everything else anyway. But it's exciting to see their future when it comes to this, and it's nice to see Microsoft actually pushing their game division and not just kind of we're just gonna hold the course, let's stay steady. They're actually making moves, promoting people within to make these things happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this year it's gonna be tough. Even though they said they're investing, it seems like a lot of stuff is being made for the future. A lot of people have been speculating that it's for the future Xbox stuff, which I would be surprised if that happens. the thing is, like this year for 2018, you know, even though the big games will come out like Sea of Thieves and Crackdown and State of Decay, and hopefully we're all hoping maybe Ori is maybe late 2018. But outside of that, they're gonna have to probably rely on a lot of timed exclusives and
Or buying out
maybe.
exclusives, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for having ready for this year, I kind of doubt we'll see much else besides like Horizon the 4 and you know what's the other one? Just had the Dark Souls style game.
Mhm.
What was the name of that? Why am I like
Ashen? Is it
Ashen? There you go, Rick. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, there's Ashen, maybe potentially Ori, Horizon. That's not a bad lineup at all, actually, if you think about it. Um, but you kind of have to hope something like kind of gets put into place like for the end of 2018. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what their actual lineup looks like after 2018 is done.
Yeah.
2019 is still farther away, so we'll see where that goes.
Well, they're gonna have to announce a lot at E3 because you
Oh,
figure
yeah.
they're gonna have to announce spring and winter lineup for next year's
Yeah.
games. Like they're gonna have to. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. But I'm imagining a lot of CGI video.
Yeah.
If you figure those games are
I'm-
gonna be in super active development, like rushing to get those things out if they're trying to get them in 2019 and haven't said anything yet. What were you saying,
Oh.
Steph? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say on the Halo subject you were mentioning, Will, is I think it's crazy that they're actually delaying Halo for a year. I mean, it'd be like if Activision delayed COD, you know, for
Yeah.
a year just to get it right. This is their biggest moneymaker in a way, so it's just I gain a little bit of respect for them to allow them to give them a whole nother year just to get stuff correct, and I'm glad they're doing it. So I just want to see what that comes out.
No, but look at what it did for Assassin's Creed. I mean, I was done with Assassin's Creed.
True,
Like,
good
completely
point.
done with it. And fucking the new Assassin's Creed's great. Like, it gave me enough time to actually want to play it again. But and they did a wonderful job reimagining that game, but keeping a lot of the stuff you love about Assassin's Creed. And that's backlog game. I know it's there. I'm gonna.
Same.
Same here. I bought it. Haven't played it.
I'm really bad about my backlog right now because I've been hitting these sales every time, like the Xbox has a sale or whatever, and I just bought Watch Dogs 2, and I've been trying to put a little time in that, and I know I'm gonna be. I keep hearing about these them connecting these universes together, and I'm getting excited about it. Like I want to see what all that's about.
In another game we forgot to mention, or just what it hasn't come up yet, is Crackdown 2, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or not Crackdown 2, you know what I mean? So I can't wait to play that, because the biggest thing for me with Crackdown is definitely going to be that multiplayer and what they were promoting with the
cloud compute.
With the cloud is the destructive environments, and I think, you know, I know that people are still a little concerned. There hasn't been much talk about it, but you know, I know they're working hard on it, and you know we're gonna see it, and I think it's gonna be a lot more. You're gonna see a lot of buzz once they start showing just a little bit, because it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one to watch this year. It's gonna surprise some people.
Yeah, I agree. I was watching some of that footage from E3 of that Rukari and I think it was Xbox Australia was like showing off, and it looked pretty good. I didn't find it to be bad looking at all.
Yeah.
I think people were just kind of making fun of the physics back when Major Nelson was showing it off during that ComCon stream, yeah, so, which was unfortunate. So that kind of set them back. But I mean, I guess
that was a stream where like the host was like super drunk, right? And Major was like upset.
Yeah,
if I remember right. Yeah, that was a really weird stream. It hasn't had good PR lately.
No,
you know, but at the same time, I really feel like they delayed it not because of the physics or the cloud stuff. I really think it was because people had a backlash on just the looks of it. So I have a feeling you're going to get a visual boost in that game before release.
Yeah, I think if anything, just maybe the style of like the faces, or I don't know, some type. I'd be interested to see exactly what they change if they do.
Everything always looks better in hindsight. Like it's one of those. I have a vision of what Crackdown looks like in my head when I originally played it, And I can guarantee you, if I went back and played it, it would not look like that. It just
No.
it never does. Like everything kind of gets smoothed out. But that was the original Crackdown was kind of a very janky game. But that was what was so great about it. Is my favorite part of playing the original Crackdown was literally beating the crap out of somebody, picking their body up and throwing it off in a bridge, and getting an achievement for throwing an object like 500 kilometers or something stupid. And it was just like, I wasn't expecting it, but it was just a magical moment of like, this is a cool open world sandbox game that knows what it is. And now I need to go and find orbs for the next like 8 hours. And
Right.
yeah,
I mean, we
I
also,
agree. It's going to be one of my top games this year is Crackdown. Like, I'm stoked to drop a building onto another building to hit some guy with my friends.
Yeah.
That's 4-player co-op. That's gonna be cool.
All right. Let's move on to the Steph news of the week.
Steph news of the week.
PUBG has banned 100,000 cheaters in a single wave.
Well, that's
on
a lot.
PC. So I know this isn't Xbox, but it's a warning, people. It's a warning. Don't cheat.
Look,
They're gonna be looking.
I've been hacked so many times on PC. I can. All right, let me tell you. Let's go. I know this ain't what you've been playing, but I gotta tell you that story. So I'm playing. I'm fully kitted out, Dustin. When I say I'm fully kitted out, I mean
Level 3
primary
everything.
weapon M4. Yes, level 3 everything. M4 suppressed 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Car 98 8 times. Not a suppressor. I wish I had one of those, but you know, I got a shoulder cheek pad on it, and I got a good position. There's 30 people left, something like that. Me and my squad, everybody's alive. All of a sudden, one guy he's in the building. Everyone's in the building. He just gets shot randomly. I'm like, what the hell? You got knocked? How you get knocked? I don't know. Must have came through the window. Yada yada yada. We go res him. He gets knocked again. Then that guy gets knocked. Then that guy gets knocked. Then we start looking at the weapon he's using. This dude was getting shot by crossbows, and I'm the last guy left. All right, then I get knocked. I get killed. I go watch the cam because there's a death cam on PC, not like unlike on console. Guy's driving a car shooting us. He's not even using a gun. He's just driving around by himself, shooting. Some way he's shooting us with the crossbow.
Well, if it makes you feel better, a couple hours ago, he's probably not playing no more.
Nah, that was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also got hacked another way yesterday. It was different. Guy was just shooting into the ground with a shotgun with 8 times on it.
Yeah, they released a patch on the Xbox One a couple days ago because supposedly there was an invincibility glitch where you would do something before the game started in the lobby, and you could literally just stand out in the blue and then just shoot people, and just there's nothing they could do to you.
Not taking damage.
Yeah, and that lasted a whole day until they patched it.
That's different. That's
Thankfully,
just a glitch. Hack and a glitch. Yeah, 2 different things, man. But,
yeah, they said they're taking legal action on some people in certain countries. They're gonna.
Oh, they went to China and arrested a bunch of people, man.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be interesting.
The
to
people
see
who made it, who created the programs. So that's good. I'm just waiting for the PC version to get cleaned up. Right now, the Xbox is the best place to play it right now, just because of the hacks, man. And it's not like it used to be like when the hacks first came out. Like people were talking about getting hacked all the time. I never got hacked, but the last 2 weeks I've been in a hacked game at least twice a day. I mean, I play a lot of matches, but I mean, twice in a day is still a lot for me. I mean, that's bad. I mean, it's like Halo 2 hack, like the guy jumping like 40 feet in the air, shooting with someone had a mini 14. They had a single shotgun shooting it like it was a Uzi. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's bad.
They just need to get that stuff fixed, man. I think that's Bluehole's biggest problem right now is they don't need to worry about balancing. They got some stuff coming out talking about how they're adjusting the blue and the way the circle shrinks and changing guns around. They need to worry about these damn hacks. These hacks is what the biggest problem is. But
yeah,
rant over. I'm done.
So this is when I asked Rick, how hackable is no?
How hackable is Kingdom Come?
I mean, I imagine y'all have to spend some time trying to keep that secure so people don't just go through and. I mean, I guess since it's single player, it's not you really don't have as much of an issue with.
I mean, what
something
mods
like that.
though? What about mods? Could it be like a mod where you bring a dragon in there? Nah, I wouldn't even say. I just
Like, it'll be interesting, but after release, we'll definitely talk more about, because there will be modding to some extent in the game. That'll be pretty wild to see, but
What fans bring in.
Yeah, there's not much. I mean, man, I'm always excited to talk about this, that, and the other thing, but until we actually have much more to talk about it, I'm just ready to enjoy the game. And it's single player, so you won't see all those crazy hacks. That's for
I
sure.
won't have to worry about getting shot in the knee from across the map.
That happened. That actually happened. Someone was on top of a mountain, like on the opposite side of the mountain, shot me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's switch over to the last story of the week. Rumored Fable dev. I wonder if y'all can guess who that is. Making the next project with Xbox One X as the lead platform. Now, this is something I think Rick could give us more insight on. Like, with these mid-gen consoles, do you think this is going to be... Because I think this is really the first game where anybody's really said, yeah, the mid-gen console is the lead platform, and then we're just going to downport to the other consoles. But I know y'all are more PC-based, so it's not really... You're not really pushing for... I mean, you're taking care of PC first, I would imagine, probably, and then, like, bringing it to the consoles.
Well, I mean,
at that point,
yeah. I mean, the thing is like, I can't speak for every developer of every company, of course.
No, of course not, of course not.
But what I'm saying is, like, for our game, it first came out with the beta, right? Mm-hmm. And it was only on of course, PC, and Steam, Windows, and then whatever. So. But the thing is like, for a while we've been playing it and showing it off on the PS4 Pro, and we really we don't want it to be where you play the Xbox and PlayStation and feel like it's like the weaker platform. I mean, the truth be told is, with PC, you can make improvements to your PC very quickly, right? I mean, it's just obvious. You can always upgrade your PC very quickly. But with the consoles, and I find this going forward in the future, you're not going to see as much of a gap, and it's great. Even on, I know base consoles, there's a difference, a noticeable difference on enhanced consoles, but we have to understand too that even on the base consoles, sometimes the potential is not always maxed out. That it's like they're always in development of the next console, and it's like there's some stuff that's not being completely used. I know sometimes it said, oh, they probably maxed out what they could do for the base console especially, but I just find you're not going to see as much of a gap in going forward, and it's exciting to see. So it's not going to be like console gamers are just going to get the shaft. I can tell you that's not happening in our game, and I don't feel like that's going to happen going forward with the developers to really take their time.
Yeah, because I know I saw some subreddit questions were on the line of what the PC version was going to end up being like, and I think for most devs, PC is going to always be the honest lead platform because it's what most people know and where you start out, and it gives you the most options, and you can scale everything from there. So you start high end and you work your way down, and not. I think it's silly for people to think that everything's going to start on like the lowest common denominator and try to scale up.
Yeah,
I mean, on certain tasks, I know that happens, but for the most part, like you said, the original Xbox One it's not like a super weak console. It's it still can hold up. It'll run games perfectly fine, and it's going to do that for a couple more years to come without much of an issue. You just won't be running 4K textures or any of the other stuff that requires more RAM.
Yes, and like with our game, we definitely did say that we're locking the frame rate in on consoles at 30 frames per second, and which is good because when it gets really chaotic, that you're getting that 30 frames a second. You know what I mean? Where on PC, depending on the PC you have, you could definitely get to 60, if not more frames per second, because it depends on, the kind of computer you have.
Yeah.
So, but,
and I think it makes a big difference for controller responsiveness too. Like, you want a stable controller response, and if you know that your frame rate's 30, your controller response will always be the same. While on PC you're using mouse and keyboard and you're flicking, so it doesn't have the same issue with if you're jumping from 60 to 40 to back to 60 or even higher on your frame rate. While on console, like, you wouldn't want to have an analog stick going from 15 frames to 30 to 70, just weird controller response.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, this is interesting, the lead platform comment, because it seems like are they hoping to like release it by end of like maybe the X's life cycle and then like kind of feature proof it for that next console? So I'm thinking maybe that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
it's really going to be interesting because the Xbox One X just came out, right? And I mean, there's still a lot that people want to see, that even more with these other games coming out, especially with the cloud. That's still a mystery to me, in my opinion. And I want to see them take advantage of that. Now, granted, you can go all the way back to Titanfall, and with the AI, and they said how they've utilized it there. And I'll tell you, I never actually got into Titanfall 2, and that's not a bad thing. It's just I loved Titanfall and how they use the cloud making. I would just like to see it more utilized, and especially really take advantage of the Xbox One X and not just the look, but the capabilities of, again, better frames and this, that, and the other thing. But what's funny is I don't like next E3. I would absolutely doubt that they mentioned anything about another new console or something, right? Because we're still, I think, a little ways away. I just think that this E3, they need to talk about the games, especially with Moody. Sorry, his name again. With from Minecraft.
Booty, Matt Booty.
Matt, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of his last name, but anyway, just the games and the more how Xbox One X is going to continue to be utilized, because you got to get a good lifespan with this one. I know it's not technically like a brand new console, but it you know what I mean. It was a lot of money, so we need to get our money's worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, which has me wondering. I mean, what's the release date you think for this Fable? Like, what do you guys think it's going to be like hitting, like 2020 or something, or 2019?
2020. Yep.
I think 2019.
No way.
No way? I think they've been working on it for a minute.
The Eurogamer article that came out, I want to say yesterday or the day before, said that they just started. I'm telling you, CGI, bro.
CGI. Okay.
They said that they just started up production.
Do you think they're going to end up using the assets from Fable Legends?
No, apparently they said it was they're gonna have a clean break and build from the ground up. That's why I say 2020. But
that's my guess. Just saying.
Yeah, 2020 doesn't sound too unreasonable. It's, I mean, although I think that at this point they might have all their pre-production work done, so maybe they can like base their trailers off of that, and maybe even like show, I don't know, maybe show a few characters in the CGI trailer. So hopefully that'll be. But even then, I'm not sure if they'll show them at E3 because they might think it's too early for it. So it's a little bit dicey on that end.
Yeah, because they've said in the past that they don't like to reveal stuff too soon. But I have a feeling you're going to see a couple, just for the fans, just a couple little nods. Like, yeah, Fable's coming. Like, not a full trailer or anything, but just maybe Fable 4 or something across the screen.
Yeah, for 2018, I agree. Yeah, I agree. For 2018, I think they might have to make an exception for that because nobody knows what's going on in at least 2019 or late 2018. So they have to at least show a few new cards for their E3. So
just to get people hyped up. I think you'll see a trailer for Halo. But it's not going to be. It's not coming out this year. It'll be 2019, but we'll definitely get a trailer for it. I'm trying to think what else they have. In Crackdown, we're not Crackdown.
Gears?
What is Gears? Yeah, like I'm not sure where they're going to line that up. If they're going to push that off a year also, just to kind of spread
Yeah.
these games out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There's no way we get Gears and Halo in the same year, and I wouldn't even want that because
Oh no,
those
it'd be
games are
just too
big.
much.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine trying to play both those.
Maybe
games
like
in
getting
1 year.
Mario and Zelda in the same year.
Well,
Well,
I would
we
like to
did get that,
remind
though.
you of this year or
But I
last
haven't
year.
played one of them. I haven't played, but they're both of those games are just single player games, and I put
Yeah.
like 200 hours in Zelda. Imagine if both of them had like really intense multiplayers too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think they could pull off the same year thing. If they do like Halo on like I don't know like early 2018 and then like Gears late 2018 or something like that. You know, like not 2018. I'm sorry, 2019. So I think they can pull that off. You just got to just space them apart. That's all you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the Destiny knockoff game called? I always forget the game's name.
Anthem.
Yes, Anthem. That's all I need this year. Like when it comes to shooters at the end of the year, if that lives up to half of its hype, I'm good. I am good with shooters for the year. I don't think they need anything else.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. EA making that game, man.
Yeah, but it's the original Mass Effect studio that's making that game, and it looks freaking awesome.
But as long as if they don't cram it with a bunch of microtransactions,
I
stuff
think
like that,
microtransactions are kind of dead.
yeah.
Loot boxes are going to be very tough to.
Loot boxes are microtransactions, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole loot box scandal of this year is going to put a damper, I think, on many loot box systems coming in. At least in 2018.
Yeah,
like,
they'll have to scale it down.
Everything's going to be scaled back loot box wise because I don't think anybody wants to deal with the backlash coming up in the holiday.
True.
It's especially EA doesn't want to have to deal with the EA backlash. Just being an EA property, like going, yeah, we have loot boxes in this game. It'll just get demolished and just in Twitter and everywhere else on the net.
But you know that's one of those games you can't buy the base game. You got to buy like the season pass and all that stuff. It's gonna run you pretty high.
That's the problem I have with that stuff, man. Why can't I just get the base game? I don't want to buy like all the stuff at once. I don't know yet. It's just like Destiny. I'm so glad that I did not buy the $100 version of Destiny 2 like I was going to.
Oh yeah.
I played 2 hours of Destiny 2 and I was like, I'm not feeling it, man. I'm just not feeling it this time. There's something wrong with this game. And now everyone's talking about how the game's trash now and the end game's this and this and they're throttling this and you're not getting. I knew there's something. It didn't feel right. I knew it. So hopefully Destiny 3 when it comes out, there's no BS. The RNG is right, the end game is right, and it gives people something to do. I don't see how they didn't figure it out the first time. But if you guys are interested to know why that is that apparently they only had 18 months to make Destiny 2, and they had like a 4-year dev cycle for Destiny 1. So that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, like that's a fast turnaround.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda had like a similar, like very low development time, like considering
which
all
is
the issues
shocking
they
for
had.
these games because when you think Mass Effect, you don't think let's put a rush order on it or Destiny. Yeah. Let's rush this out so that we can. I mean, I get that they want to hit while the iron's hot and they can make all this money, but you would think it's like this is a known property, it sells well. Let's make sure that this actually we can.
That game could have done just as good if they would have had like a Taken King, whatever 2 or whatever like another big expansion like that. If they would have just done that last year and then released Destiny 2 this year or whenever Destiny, I don't even remember when Destiny came out. How long has Destiny been out? It's been out a year yet.
About that, yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so let's just get into what you've been playing real quick. I know what you've been playing, Rick. Kingdom Come.
What can I say, guys?
we could. I know you don't want to spoil it, but for like, if you wouldn't mind giving us like an idea of the first like maybe 15, 20 minutes into the game, maybe you could,
That's fine because we've shown some of that. I mean, it's pretty intense because, you start off and you find out that kind of like who you play as Henry is kind of immature and he's got to kind of like earn the respect of the people. he tries even to do that with his parents and his father, more specifically, where he's got to, you go and do this quest where you're trying to get the parts to make this sword for Sir Ratsakobila. And it's really important, the sword you make. It's the one that's on the box cover art, where Henry's like on his knees, and holding the sword. That's the sword. And it's the last thing you do with your father, because after you go and you do those like things, you gotta report to some guards. You got to get like the cross guard. You need to get, make the pommel. You need to get money that someone owes you to buy some parts to do this and build that. And there's actually some decisions early in the game you make, and then, not too much longer after that, King Sigismund from Hungary comes. And by the way, you see these in the trailer, so this is not spoilers. This is everything we showed off. And comes with a mercenary raid, which is the humans, and just your parents are actually murdered right in front of you. So there's a lot of story you see in the beginning, and like even you would play the game, you get pissed. You're like, who the hell are these guys? You know what I mean? Just taking us out like that, and then you kind of you feel like you're homeless, and you get some help from some people in the game, and then you gotta put the pieces together, and you're on a quest for vengeance, man. And you need to come as you come into like this, just becoming a soldier, which is really not a very it's important, right? An important role, but not a very high ranker. Like you're not like, oh, I'm a soldier. Like, wow, look at me, because soldiers, they obey, right? They just blindly obey orders. But that's kind of, when you get a feel for the game, getting your feet wet, learning about the combat, learning about the quest and the dialogue system we have in the game. So I know I'm being very, vague, but things kind of, I'm not saying we hold your hand, but we give you a lot of tutorial in the beginning of how to do this and how to do that, so you're better equipped. So the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's getting your feet wet, and you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
Nice.
Cool. All right, Will, I want you to talk about Demon Crystals. We need to know what's going on with that game. I can talk about it myself as I played it.
It's quite fun. Yeah, it's quite fun. I like it a lot. It's
I'm getting more and more addicted to it. It's my late at night, I need something to just blindly play until I fall asleep game, and that's what twin stick shooters are all about. That's my jam. It's like if I die in PUBG and there's still 80 people left, I go play that while I wait for my friends. I'm a mean person. I don't look around hunting for people for them. I'm like, nah, they already have 3 other people looking on the screen. I'm not gonna yell at them. I'll just play some Demon Crystals. I mean, it's kind of taken over my my Geometry Wars Evolved 2 tradition of switching to that during mid-game or sequences.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. Thank you so much for gifting that to me, buddy.
No, man.
Can't wait to play more of it.
Oh, no, my pleasure, man. Thanks to you for the PUBG, man. I've been playing that. It's been pretty fun. It's a little bit of solo. Because the game doesn't have any training mode, so that's kind of in a way my training mode, because I prefer to play with you guys when you guys do multiplayer. So that's my only way to do training. Hopefully, I'll add that in the actual game.
Just don't play with Steph. Steph's really good. I'm sitting there and I play, and I'm I feel like I'm doing good in a match. Then I die, 20 people left. And then I watch Steph play, and I'm like, oh shit, he's in a different league. This isn't me. This man has played a lot more PUBG than I have.
But look, I'll tell you, you learn just by watching people, because when I was playing the first game I played of PUBG on PC, I'm like, hey, what is this blue stuff? What does this mean? and they're like, yeah, you run away from it. I'm like, okay, I run away from it, and I died in it. So you learn, man. Obviously, if I had a mouse and keyboard on Xbox and I was playing with you guys, I'd be like a god. But the controller is just something you got to get used to. The controls are pretty rough, but they're manageable.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better.
I actually prefer original controls over the new Type B controls, where you hold left trigger for iron sights, like normal, COD or Halo or any of those games. I actually like just tapping it really quick. Huh?
There's new controls out?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. I might have to
Yeah,
try
like
that.
I actually prefer just hitting it, and then I don't know. I feel like it playing the original controls. I'm not gripping the controller too tight, while when on the newer controls, I'm like really gripping down on left trigger as I'm shooting and getting frustrated as all the lag and my shots just go everywhere, and PUBG happens
Yeah,
with the internet code.
I
But
might have
yeah,
to
like
try that.
try it. Try. It's called Type B controls under the settings. It's worth giving a shot. See if you like it. But yeah, I switched back to the original, and I actually prefer them. And I know there's a lot of like every button has like 3 uses in that game, which I can't imagine being the guy that has to figure out how to make those controls work and trying to teach people a way to use them, because it's been a learning experience to say the least to get all that down. And like it's more about like community, because like I remember like every time I play with randos, like I'm always like, are you holding right bumper so you can look around and run straight, like where you're just moving your head, like, and people be like, oh, I didn't know you could do that, that's amazing. Or when you're looking down sights, using up and down on the D-pad to adjust your gun for the zeroing in distance. There's just so many different little things like that.
Yeah, I think
That
the
are
main
more
issue
community.
that I have so far is just the inventory system is pretty awful. It's
Yeah,
hard to like do the attachments very fast. You have to like use the right bumpers, and then like it's very awkward. Like I don't like the way their inventory is like handled. I mean, of course, it's streamlined compared to like the PC, which is a lot
well,
easier.
what I try to tell
But
everybody to do, though, on the Xbox version, the best thing you can do is if you see an attachment on the ground, and especially if you only have a level 1 backpack, don't pick it up. Just hit start, go over the attachment that's laying on the ground, and you can automatically equip it to your gun from the ground position without having to
okay,
pick it up. And that way you just save yourself a bunch of button clicks, and you can kind of just see, okay, this is what I want. Now, once you get like if you can, I pick everything I can up in the game. I try to get the biggest backpack I can, pick everything up, and have everybody in my squad pick everything up. And that way we can go and stand in a circle, drop all of our attachments, and then see who can use what once we get our weaponry, and try to build up our team as much as possible before we, go and commit suicide by trying to play people that know how to play. But,
yeah,
it's a learning experience. But yeah, I find it better. It's easier to learn in duo. Like that's my favorite mode in PUBG right now, is playing duos. The 4-player, I think it's a little too chaotic, especially when you run like you're one guy or two people that go up against a team of 4. It just becomes impossible to fight
yeah,
at my level. I'll put it that way. But in duos, I do much better in matches. Like I love the automatic shotgun. I'll pick that up. I think it's the S12. It's my jam. That and a holographic sight. That's all I need in close quarters combat. Like I can just wreck shop. But I don't want to talk about PUBG all night.
yeah.
But I
That's
could.
not bad.
It's so addicting
But
right now.
yeah, it's a fun game, man. So yeah. Besides that, more Watch Dogs, Killer Instinct. Play a little bit of the Sniper Elite version 2,
Okay.
which was on back compat. I got a little further in Dark Souls 3. I got stuck in some point, and a
Where
little bit
Dark
of air. What is that place? It's like after the catacombs is something of Borealis or something like that. It's like a twinkling city, which looks really nice. And there's like a bridge, and then you have to like bring a doll to get past like the
Trying
that
to
wall. But I didn't have the doll yet, so I kind of I guess have to go somewhere else. So I'm a little further down in the catacombs. Yeah, it's hard to like. There's so much stuff going on in that game.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good, but it's still frustrating. I don't know. It takes me a very long time to get through Dark Souls. Very
Nice.
long. Yeah, because you get frustrated after a while when you hit the wall. So, but yeah, it's still fun. Played also by the way, also the Forza Horizon 3 4K patch looks amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
gorgeous game.
that's good.
Even in 1080p, it is shockingly gorgeous. Like I don't know how they got that game to look that good. And the patch isn't that big too. It's only like 720 megabyte for the 4K patch. So,
Yeah, that bugged me out. I was like, why is it so small? I guess because they had like pretty high
the
like res
textures aren't
assets.
being changed at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get 4K shadow. Like, everything looks gorgeous in that game now. Like, it's so clean compared to pretty much any other. I don't think there's a cleaner looking racer other than Forza 7.
No, not at all.
It's
Yeah. And besides that, Street Fighter Arcade Edition that came out on PS4, really fun.
How
Enjoyed
is
it.
that?
A little sucks. It's good. I really enjoy the updates. It gives you like 2 meters of V-trigger now instead of one, and the fundamentals feel a little bit more, I guess, more robust. So the only thing that sucks is I had the vanilla version, so you have to like pretty much amass a lot of fight money to get the rest of the characters for the seasons 1 and 2. So that's the only thing that's a real bummer. But yeah, it's good, man. I think if you like fighters, you'll definitely like this one. It took them long enough to get to this edition because for a while there it was kind of dire for that game.
Yeah, but yeah, Forza. I played some Forza Horizon. A great game. There's only one other game I want to talk about that I played is because I got just the shit knocked out of me. It was I played Breakout in Halo 5, and let me tell you, don't play that. Like, the only people playing that left are fucking like esports competitive dudes, and I'm decent at Halo. Like, I'm pretty good, and like we got crushed like to no degree of like, okay, that dude's just. I watched, not even watching the replay, just watching them play from the other side of the map. It's like, yep, these people have been playing this map 8 million times. They know exactly where to shot me, like everything. They were on point, super skilled. And I wasn't upset, but it was just like, okay, they're better. A lot better.
Demoralizing.
But it was, I did play some Halo 5 Warzone Firefight, and that is still, I love it. Like, to me,
Absolutely.
Competitive or cooperative, I should say, not competitive. And I had a great time taking down the wardens. I mean, with the Xbox One X, it looks gorgeous now. Even Breakout looks really good. It doesn't go down to like 320p. I don't know if you remember how Breakout used to start. It was pretty rough, but now everything looks nice and clean and gorgeous. And I want to get back to. I want to play some more Halo. I'd like Firefight, but it's something, I like these co-op games. They've been digging me. Like, I've been digging them, and that PUBG, everything. I like to play with a group of friends, and it's probably gonna be what I play until for the next couple of weeks until all these games start. Well, for the next week until these games start popping out, and then I'm gonna just have a larger backlog. That's the scary part of it. So,
Indeed.
Steph, have you been playing anything else?
Yes, I actually played The Witcher 3. It's funny we talked about that.
Cool.
Did you just start, or where are you at?
No. I picked up I was going to go get I brought the Sunstone. Man, I haven't played this game in so long. I really don't know what the hell is going on, but yeah, basically there's some stone that I had to go get, and I brought it to this guy on the boat, and then we went to go fight the what are they called? The hunt. Yeah, that's what they're called. The Wild Hunt. We went to go fight the Wild Hunt. So that's where I'm at with The Witcher.
I love how that game does when you first load it up, that it does an abridged version of the story so far to show you where you're at in the game. I always like that about Witcher 3.
Oh, I was skipping that. Is that
no? If you watch that scene, it'll be like, this is what you're doing. This is the quest that you're about to be on. Like, it tells you everything up to that point. It does it's like really well. Like, all the dialogue's done really well. It's all voice acted. It's fantastic. So next time you load your game, you might want to actually listen. Then you'll know what you're doing.
Okay, so I also played PUBG too, of course, for several hours.
We know.
I played Halo 5 today. That's what I played. Oh, I'm glad you said I played it on the PC today. The Forge version with I was playing with keyboard and mouse, and then I was getting destroyed. And this guy who was like really good, I said, you know what? Plug up my controller. Plug my controller up, or turned it on. Honestly, it's not plugged in. It's wireless. And I proceeded to destroy him very badly. And then I played some of the other modes and played against some other people and destroyed them too. Because I'm pretty. Halo's my game. I mean, I could have been pretty much pro like when I was like 14 or 15. I was really good at that game. I'm just subpar good now, but I was really, really good. Really, really, really good.
Yeah, I used to be there in the original Halo. I was never as good after the original, but I would play 15 versus 1 on the PC version of the original Halo.
The old,
yeah. Just like that. That was
I was playing Halo
times.
1 online. Did you ever play Xbox Connect before?
Oh,
Connect
of course. Yeah, I mean,
so you know
everybody.
about that.
Yeah. It's all about rigging like Xbox Live. Well, before Xbox Live, it was
right.
You had to have like even with broadband connections, it was still so choppy and awful, but it gave you.
It got better.
It got you but it gave you multiplayer, but it never was great. It was just like I was able to do a LAN party and hack my computer to make it think that this is local or. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. It was an interesting time. But thank God for Xbox Live and everything nowadays, because that was rough. Very rough. But I do miss LAN parties, though. People need to do more LAN parties.
Oh, yeah. I was doing that at work. It's still as fun as ever.
Especially when these consoles get tiny.
Yeah.
We used to do LAN parties in school with Half-Life.
Oh, yeah. LAN
party up right in study hall. For sure.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
No, yeah, that's what we would in my I was doing architectural drawing, and we had downloaded the PC beta to the original Halo on like every single, or not the beta, but the demo, where you got to play on the island map, and it was just a 16-player battle, and we would use the school's network just to play with people around the school. Freaking ridiculous, nonstop. Yeah, it was the best. All right. I don't think there's any other games unless you've been playing anything else, Rick. Other than that, I know you're a working man. You've that crazy schedule.
To be fair, if I have any spare moments, sometimes I'll jump in with my kids if we're playing. If they're playing Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. Because we love it. Absolutely love that they got the arena mode back in there, or the arenas. I couldn't believe that.
That's fantastic.
That they just had when you could do battle mode or multiplayer, and like there's no arenas. Like that was the best part of the multiplayer. Even if it wasn't online, it was just the fact that you could have these arenas, these shorter arenas. I loved how they brought I don't remember what the map is called or whatever, but the arena from one of the popular arenas from the Super Nintendo Mario Kart onto this one. Mm-hmm. And we love playing that. Breath of the Wild, again, this is all like when I get time with the kids. I mean, if we play games, just because at night, doing a ton of Kingdom Come stuff, tons of time on Skype with not just podcasts, but I'm talking to content creators and all sorts of stuff going on. But also when I get a little bit of spare time, I try to jump on Ghost Recon, Wildlands. It's crazy, kind of funny story is when I went to PAX, I went out to dinner with Chris. He's an evangelist for the Unreal Engine. Mm-hmm. And, kind of funny, ironically enough, because, Kingdom Come Deliverance uses the CryEngine. And we talked nothing of the sort like that. In fact, I found out that this guy was the creative director. He worked on the multiplayer for Graw 1 and 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's creative director behind, I can't think it's the first one. It's like, either I'm like, okay, whoa, slow down, hold up. I'm like, you realize that the Graw, especially honestly for me, Graw 2 was my favorite multiplayer game shooter, besides maybe, and I also really like Far Cry Instinct's Predator, but that's a whole nother thing. And I said, like, of all time, you realize how much I love and I kept on stopping him in the conversation. I'm like, wait, hold up. You were the creative director? And so he asked me to go out to hang out with him. He just wanted to talk. He just wanted to talk about, a little bit about what I do with Warhorse Studios and Kingdom Come. And I just love meeting people in the industry. And then I love getting to meet the people that, actually worked on the game or actually were the creative director. And so, so I just thought of that when I said Ghost Recon Wildlands. But eventually I'll get it, into The Witcher 3. And then Sea of Thieves. I got to still play Uncharted. I still got to play. I don't even want to. I get frustrated because I want to play all these games in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you see the counter on the games library just keep adding up, it's like do I want to buy more stuff, or do I just want to sit in this backlog for a while and just play
and then the
play?
sales, Xbox sales, I buy the games I never play.
Yeah.
But now I got a question for you and Steph, because you got kid tested material over here now.
What's that?
What is the best Switch controller? I don't want to pay $70 for the Pro controller. Do y'all own any of the Hori pads or anything for like Mario Kart to play with your kids? Like what is the go-to? I know they're wired and I don't care about that. Like,
well, we use the nunchucks and you put them in the wheels.
mm-hmm.
And so the kids can use the wheel like they're racing, which is great. But now my kids are getting better at the game. And so they kind of put the nunchuck in the wheel, but they actually don't even use the wheel as much anymore. They like using the stick. But overall, my favorite is still the Pro controller. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah.
That's just me. So
there's also a wired Pro controller that's official Nintendo controller that's not expensive.
I know.
Seen that one.
But I was looking at a few of them because they have them at GameStop. And they're only like $29, and I was like, I could bring myself to buying like 3 of those just to have for playing some Mario Kart with friends. Like, it would be like, I don't want to, because the Joy-Cons, as we all like, Nintendo stuff's expensive for the most part. Like, it's a little pricey. But I have a USB hub, hook it right up to the Switch. I was just curious what controllers y'all are using.
Yeah. Oh, I don't allow my children to touch my Switch. That's Daddy's. If you touch it, then I'll smack your fingers. All right. No, I'm kidding. The only games that I really have for my Switch, I want to say, are like the single player exclusives. Mm-hmm. We have Mario still for the Wii U, and I'm not afraid to still play it on Wii U. So we'll plug it.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with playing on Wii U.
Yeah,
so still
I actually
720p
get more use out of Wii U now than the Switch that I haven't played it because I didn't get Mario yet. So I might thinking about it. I almost bought it last week. The reason why I didn't was because I had to re-enter my damn credit card because I lost my wallet like 2 weeks ago. Or no, it was Black Friday weekend. I lost my wallet, so I had to get another card. So I was about to buy it, and then I had to re-enter, and I was like, I just won't do it. I'm lazy.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this week in Xbox Uncut. I appreciate everybody for joining, especially you, Rick, for taking out the time. I know you're really busy. Those crazy. I can't imagine your work week right now. I know I was like.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the show, and I've been on here. I think it's my 3rd time, and I know I'll be on here. Again, maybe we can do it again after the game releases. We'll have a whole bunch.
We'll be able to ask you 8 million different questions then, because it's we're gonna break into. We'll do a spoiler show. We'll make sure everybody knows it's spoilers. We won't want to, because I know we'll have a million questions about what's going on in the game or how did you come to those decisions, especially like story wise, stuff like that. It'll be fun to nitpick through that and get get the dev understanding of what's going on.
Absolutely. And again, I really thank you guys. I appreciate you, Will and Steph too, and look forward to doing it.
No, definitely. We always welcome, sir, and we highly value your input and all the info. So definitely, man.
But I would like to invite anybody. Please write us in at letters@xboxuncut.com. We can actually even pass them on to Rick if you have questions. And especially check out the AMA on the PlayStation 4 subreddit. Let me get it right, so you're not going to the wrong subreddit. So that's, you said Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern. Yes.
And the Xbox One is still, they're not locking the thread. People sometimes still go in and ask questions, and there's you can check that out too because that's already up. And so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But we will catch y'all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love y'all. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Later, guys.
Thanks to everybody that joined the live stream. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you have a wonderful night. We will see you back next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. See y'all later. Peace.